The story begins with a tragic event that irrevocably changed a young man named Ian, a plane crash. This disaster left him with a terrifying mystical power, the ability to know exactly when and how someone was going to die. We're pulled right into the chaos as Ian hears a young girl crying for help, but before he can act, a large piece of the plane crashes down on her. The girl's fate is left unknown, and the narrative fast-forwards several years. We now see an older Ian working at a car garage. The owner, his boss, treats him with the affection of a son, a reflection Ian feels of his own parents who perished in that plane crash. The owner is planning to expand and wants Ian to manage the new location, an offer Ian turns down feeling unready. The owner's daughter, however, tries to convince him, certain he's the right fit. Ian's life at the garage isn't entirely smooth. A jealous co-worker, resentful of the owner's favoritism toward Ian, constantly bullies him. This animosity erupts when the worker shoves Ian, breaking his phone. After work, Ian takes the damaged phone to a repair shop where he meets Eva, a female technician. She manages to fix his older model phone despite the difficulty in finding parts. That night, Ian finds himself thinking about Eva. The next day, on the subway, Ian witnesses a chilling sight. The hands of a man standing next to him begin to fade. The narrative reveals that Ian's power, granted by the plane crash site, is seeing people's futures and impending deaths, and the disappearing hands are the telltale sign. Unable to intervene, Ian goes to work, where he again avoids answering the owner's daughter about the manager position. That evening he walks past the phone shop, still hoping to see Eva. Suddenly, a stranger bumps into him, and Ian sees his body also disappearing. He follows the doomed man, only to witness him fatally hit and crushed by a car. The inability to save him leaves Ian deeply worried and regretful. He seeks counsel from the owner's daughter, asking her what she would do with such a power. She calls it a curse and wouldn't want it. When his phone acts up again, Ian returns to Eva, but this time he's gripped by fear when he sees Eva's hands also disappearing. Determined to save her, he asks her to meet him after work. They arrange to meet at a coffee shop, and to his immense relief, when she arrives, Eva's hands are normal. When she asks the purpose of their meeting, a relieved Ian abruptly leaves. As he walks home, a sharp pain hits his chest, but he pushes past it. The next day, full of new confidence, he accepts the manager position. He stays late at the garage that night, and Eva surprises him by showing up. She tells him a factory near her store was attacked, and many people died. Since she always takes that route home, she realizes his sudden invite saved her life. Remembering his talk of seeing death, she thanks him, but he laughs it off. The owner's daughter learns of Eva's visit, and is happy, noting that it's the first time Ian has ever made a friend, having previously kept everyone at a distance. A brief flashback is then shown. A former female co-worker at the garage liked Ian, but he never reciprocated her feelings. She ended up dating an American customer and then left. When the owner fired the worker who came to pick up her car, Ian sees the owner's hands suddenly disappearing. Since Ian views him as a father figure, he immediately decides to save him, suggesting dinner after work. As they walk to the restaurant, the jealous co-worker hiding in the shadows lunges at the owner with an iron rod. Ian intervenes, saving the owner but suffering a heart attack himself. He wakes up in the hospital, where the owner's daughter tells him her father forgave the worker. A doctor checks on Ian, attributing the episode to stress. Just then, Ian sees a little girl disappearing and tries to follow her, but the doctor stops him, asking, "Did you also see the girl disappearing?" The doctor then takes Ian to the roof and reveals, "I have this power too." The following day, Ian asks Eva to marry him, but she remains silent. A few days later, Ian sees the jealous co-worker who has come to pick up his car also fading away. Ian chooses not to intervene. We then see Ian at the man's funeral, saddened by the sight of his small daughter crying, which brings back memories of the girl he couldn't save in the plane crash. The next day, in a park, a girl approaches him for a ball. Suddenly her body, along with the other playing children and their teacher, starts to fade. Ian checks all the children's hands, causing the teacher to suspect him of trying to harm them. She gathers the children and leaves, dropping a school letter that reveals the students are going on a train trip. Ian realizes a catastrophe is imminent. He goes to the station the next day and sees many travelers disappearing, confirming his fear that the train leaving at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow will crash. Ian goes to Eva's house, relieved to see she is safe, and asks her to take a 3-day trip with him to save her from the danger. She agrees. He then calls the school to try and cancel the trip, but without a valid reason, they refuse. That evening, Ian writes a letter to Eva, confessing the whole truth, including the imminent train crash and his love for her. His plan to escape is thwarted when Eva texts him the next morning, saying she has to cover for a sick co-worker. Ian races toward the station, dodging the police who are waiting for him due to the teacher's complaint. When he reaches the station, Eva has already boarded the train. He quickly takes a cab to the next station to stop the train. There he sees construction and realizes a crane is set to fall on a train car. He rushes onto the tracks, standing in front of the train with a smoke canister. Eva, who is in the car right behind the engine, sees him and alerts the driver. The driver stops the train just as the crane falls, saving everyone. Eva rushes out and finds Ian sitting on the tracks. As she hugs him, she sobs, realizing that to save her and the others, Ian sacrificed his own life. At Ian's funeral, Eva discovers she was the first person he ever truly opened up to. In a final reveal, we learn that Eva is the same girl Ian saw during the plane crash.